in third place. Now look at that rain. There's Johnny Herbert ahead of him in a fine fourth place.
Well, Senna out of the S's. He's just got to go down to the Melbourne hairpin, into the S's shortly, I'm sorry, and then he's almost home for yet another Grand Prix victory. And it will have pleased him more than anything else, I think, that he's beaten his arch-rival Alain Prost in what Senna regards as superior equipment in terms of the Williams car and the Renault engine. But Damon Hill, second for Williams. So here is Ayrton Senna across the line, and it is victory for the Brazilian for the 38th time. The conditions may have deteriorated, but it was in conditions like this that Ayrton Senna won his first Grand Prix for Lotus in Portugal in 1985. I've done it, he says. Out comes the fist of victory. And Senna has got another 10 World Championship points.
And a really masterly race from Ayrton Senna. He won that entirely by his own individual brilliance and the timing of the stops, his master tactical things. He's looking for the Brazilian flag, I'm quite sure. He's trying to get the marshals to bring it over the fence from the crowd. He wants to wave the Brazilian flag. There was a time not so long ago when FISA said no driver can wave his national flag on the slowing down. That will fine anybody who does, but that rule thankfully has been forgotten. But and there is Damon Hill coming down to the Melbourne hairpin to complete his last lap, and that will be for a fine second place and 6 points. Senna did have a flag, but he lost it. But oops, no, the rear suspension's got it, so that's fine. And Alain. Well, Damon Hill still just out of the last corner, over the line for second place and 6 points. 2 second places on the trot for Damon Hill, and he has every reason to be delighted with that result. He drove a very sensible race. He deserved in every way to beat his teammate Alain Prost. His tactics were sensible and solid at all times, and shows a lot of promise for the future. But Ayrton Senna, without a doubt, the man of the race. He took the McLaren by the scruff of the neck in the conditions. Was well, there's Alain Prost coming through the S's into Melbourne hairpin on his way to a relatively distant third place. A relatively distant third place. And there's some misunderstanding there, because I think Johnny Herbert thinks that he didn't have to do another lap, but he was ahead of Ayrton Senna going over the line, so he hasn't finished his race yet, and he needs to go on right. And Alain Prost is coming into the pits. Well, everybody seems that maybe the marshals are sending the cars into the pits, but Prost didn't complete his lap, and Herbert would be yet to complete a lap, and I saw Zanardi coming in.
Well, the official result seems to be that Ayrton Senna, as we watch Johnny Herbert in fourth position, Ayrton Senna wins the European Grand Prix at Donington, the first Grand Prix here since 1938, held in very different circumstances and with very different motor cars, but a magnificent win for Ayrton Senna, which increases his points gap from his points in the World Championship from 16 to 26. Alain Prost is now on 14 points, and Damon Hill is only 2 points behind his team leader. But McLaren and Ayrton Senna are certainly much further ahead in the World Championship for drivers than they would have expected to be at the beginning of the season, and it's a testimony to their dedication and the achievements of their work people that Senna has been able to win these last 2 races. So, victory for Senna, a second successive second place for Damon Hill, with Alain Prost down in third position behind his teammate. Johnny Herbert finishes in fourth place to equal his previous best for Lotus. Fifth, Ricardo Patrese.
We lapped everybody, and we could have won the race with 1 lap over everybody. It didn't happen in the end because we just slowed down, but it could have been that way. So I don't remember a Grand Prix that was won in such a style. And there you go, it was one of these days that everything came together between the driver and the team and the circumstances on the circuit, the pit stops, the information, the strategy, and there you put together this incredible, fascinating result.
I was there and it's the other end of the pitch to give the trophy away, and I should have still been in hospital till the following Tuesday with heart problem I had. But when I got onto the podium, he'd forgot all about you were ill. You felt 18 years of age. To see the happy face he'd got, it was unbelievable.
Many times we stopped for tires. I think it's surely the record in any race of pit stops. Driving with slicks in damp and really slippery conditions was tremendous effort, because you just don't get the feeling from the car, and you have to commit yourself to certain corners, and you just can be off.
It was a nightmare. I mean, I have to say it was the worst race you'd ever want to be in, because you just didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, you could see the clouds in one part of the circuit, you could see umbrellas up in one part of the circuit, in another part it was dry. I mean, obviously, it just never made his mind up. And I want to thank, I think a special thanks to the Williams pit crew, because I came into the pit lane, locked up a few times, and they just stayed in their places like good soldiers. They were brilliant.
I think they told me to come and I didn't come, and I told them I was coming and they weren't ready, so I had to go through. And conditions like this is gambling, and it's taking chances that pays off. And I think we gambled good and we got the result.
And I've stolen the engine one stage, and I lost maybe, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds, even more than that. But from the beginning I had a big gearbox problem. It's our big concern at the moment, and it was very difficult to drive.
Does this now mean that your continuation with McLaren is assured?
I'll make no comment about that. We've talked so much about this thing, and I don't feel particularly good. I don't see any good things coming out of those discussions, to talk in public. I can tell you that I don't regret at all what we have done so far under the circumstance. Not the results, but the terms that we have come through. And if I don't race in the future, I will not regret. I feel really light and happy that we made the right things. It was fantastic to all of us. I think it was fantastic for Formula 1 too. And that's all I want to know. I want to enjoy this race just as I did in Brazil after the victory, and I'll think about later. You have to be very sharp all the time to understand the situations as they present to you and not be hesitating. And I was sharp at that occasion, in particular that occasion, and I took all the decisions like that in the right way, with the precise measure, and everything came together, and that was from the green light, basically.